Hold on, let me move my trash. God, that's embarrassing. I didn't want that to be the first sound. But I did it out of order. Okay. This is weird. Strange. Not bad strange. Definitely strange. I'm not used to being not only like on camera again. I'm not even on camera yet. My god. Oh! Almost 2 years. Wowza. Happy New Year, Kunk. Happy New Year, Erica. I'm so sorry I haven't been doing much in those recent 2 years. Hold on, where's my face? Is it working? Okay. Goosey Wave, hello. Hello, Goosey Wave. Sorry, it's been forever. I hate to be like the amateur content creator who's like, sorry I've been on a break, guys. But like, sorry I've been on a break, guys. It is... You're gonna hear him in a minute. The construction crew is still going. Was that a screenshot from the COVID stream? Yes. That's exactly the moment when I sneezed. And I'm so happy that it froze on that. Ugh. Love it. Yeah, it's good. Case Nickett, good morning. 1:46 p.m. Oh no. Go to bed. Or go to morning. Good morning. I don't know. It's 10:50 here. I'm so tired today. You and me both, Erica. The hell is happening? Oh, that's a huge truck backing up. Oh my god. Beep beep. Loki, hi. Good to see you. Ow! Proud of everyone for getting through the holidays. Oh my god. Something to get through, am I right? Here's my bastard son. He is silly and teething. So he's biting me for no reason. But there he is sleeping like a perfect little boy. He's huge now. Like, he's not even 1 yet, and he's bigger than Aioli. So I'm worried about what he's gonna do once he can, like, throw his weight around. Hello, child. Hello. Hello, child. Say hi. It's actually probably good if he stays asleep for a bit. Thick Rat, look at me being such a loyal stan. Do I get any stan points for this? You get 50 stan points. They are non-transferable. You have to spend them here. But you can convert. That contradicts what I said. I can't do bits. I need, like, time to, like, retrain my bit muscles. Not the NFTs. Where do you see NFTs? Oh no, the transferable. Oh yeah. I guess I did kind of reverse engineer NFTs. I'm getting a moisturizer ad. Everyone moisturize now. Moisturize. That was to me, because I'm bad at remembering. Oh no. Oh, my eyes sting. Kunkin, my friend, has been making a YouTube video on my nights at my singing monster. Nights at my singing monsters for a few months now. Can I promote it in the Discord? Yeah. But they are fungus. They are non-fungible. They are non-fungus. Don't forget, no NFTs can be mushrooms. I hate lotion. O'Keefe's working hand cream's my beloved. You don't like the motion of the lotion? Croatian? No. I took a shot. Anyway, over the time period I've been waiting for the construction to stop, and it hasn't. I missed the whole craze of like Marvel Rivals blowing up, and everyone streamed it. So now that it's not trending, I figured, What? It's about my time. So we're gonna play like 1 to 2 rounds, and we're just gonna see how we feel. Is anyone here like a Marvel head, or a Marvelo? What are the fans called? Like a marbles, Marvins, Margaritas, Marjories. I hate marbles. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sorry. I'm making fun of a game I'm willingly playing. Alright, where's the... I gotta flex my gamer muscles. Where's the thing? I have to be good at streaming again. Okay, it's starting on that screen. It's anti-cheating. My eyes instantly glaze over at any superhero or action movie. Well, get ready for glazing. What? Hold on. Marbles. They don't let you skip the logos anymore. I'm gonna glaze for sure. No, we'll make it fun. Seizures? I feel like I needed more time to read that. If anyone had... He didn't read my complaint about my evening. Oh, I will now. Alright, you all shush. I just came home from working 6 hours. Oh my god. A 6 hour 21:15 break. In addition to that, I have not eaten since 8 a.m. Please eat. Oh god, I'm sorry. I'm always glazing, that's how I got this name. What's that slang for? Did my camera freeze? Oh my god, this is... Hold on. Hi, Lagosty. Hi, gay boy. Ugh. Hold on. My face froze. Hello? I don't know, but glazing to me is like spraying oh my goodness, that's not what I meant. It's literally slang for sucking up. I should have looked into this before I said that. Where's the camera? Properties. USB camera, that's correct. Yeah, just turn it on. Turn it on. Turn it on. Love that 2 seconds into being here, I had to approve semen. Oh my god, it was unintentional. Alright, you know what? We're gonna do this. Duplicate the face cam. And then paste the face cam. That didn't work. What? Where the hell? Where am I? This is so goddamn embarrassing. Oh, oh my god. I'm with the Glazing is Cum group. What happened to this stream? What? We can't... Where am I? I need to get control of the room. Where's the fucking camera? Face cam. The red light is on, so, I mean, you'd think. Deactivate when not showing? No. What the hell is happening? Where am I? Where? No, that's not it. I just started the bomb. No, that's not it either. Put that away. Where? Put away the timer. Where am I? Face cam. Okay, where I should be is highlighted. But... Oh my goodness. Is there like a reset button? Reset transform. If you spray semen on a donut, does it become more appealing? Well, maybe to some people. Not to me, I can say. Kumpkin losing his mind as usual. Good question. Let's ask Kumpkin. Oh! No! Shit. Oh my god, the PNG tuber! Oh, good. Well, at least we have this. Oh my god. Facecam. Copy. And paste. Oh my god. This is so embarrassing. What the fuck did I miss? Well, the camera froze. And then, for some reason... Okay. Alright. Deactivate. And then... activate. Now see, the camera blinked. Okay, is it like the... is it the cord? Hold on. Okay, so, alright. That means one of these cords... Ow! One of these cords is the camera. But Twitch. Twitch is the... Uh-oh. Twitch is the right one. Oh, this one. Okay, unplug. And then, in a flash, replug. Did anything change? I'm under the desk. Alright, well, nothing changed. Shit, man. That was nuts. I have no words. He didn't even make us pay for it. Oh my god, yeah, that bit came true. It's really entertaining just listening to the audio of you trying to fix it. Oh yeah, tech problems, the stream. The hell is happening? It's like a weird... Hello everybody, are you ready to play Marvel Rivals? What if I had redeemed Speak Only in Rhymes? Then that would have been not so fun for me. Alright, let's... Oh, there's only 2 days and 21 hours in the winter celebration. But I have Sneasonal Snappression. So let's, just cue into a game. Ow, I just fucking... Ow! It blew out my back! Ow! Oh, like the whole rib cage just shattered. All the way up my spine.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Back to the game. Okay, let's be... Oh my god, 20 seconds. What's everyone's favorite DC Marvel character? Iron Guy.
I wanted to be Iron.
I'm Luna Snow. Like the moon, I shine in darkness.
I never wanted to be Iron Man, but it worked out for everybody.
Yo, is this thing working? Perfect. I'll play Vanguard since a lot of people want to play DPS.
If you were as smart as me, you'd be arrogant
Okay,
too.
we got... I thought I saw a Groot tentacle, but...
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay
Here you got
strong.
Mantis. Mantis, Psylocke, Iron Man. Lots of DPS.
Maureen,
Oof.
I've been meaning to ask, how's Cyril?
Oh, tail deep in nuts. I don't let
Hey,
any
team, what's
couriers
up?
work anymore. How's Trudy?
She's coming along. We'll have the space-time continuum patched up before you know it.
Okay, I think we're good.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission
So
area.
this is just Overwatch, I believe.
Don't bother trying to make people care. Show them what matters to you.
I took out their Loki. We got a Penny.
I didn't realize
we got
there'd
a
be people
Penny
talking.
on it.
Every time I've played this game, no one's been talking.
Penny, Star-Lord, Jeff. Penny, Star-Lord, Jeff is the ones I see right now, and Loki. And Storm.
But I
They picked
believe we're
Storm.
just
This is an
defending
interesting
this.
team comp going on. They got some low level.
I picked Iron Man because he can fly. And he's like really good for people who want to like
Someone needs to take
hide
out
in
that.
the corner.
Iron Man, can you take out that Storm?
Take out the storm. You got it. I know they can't hear me, and good.
Thanks, Punisher. We got Loki setting in clones back here.
For sure. Beware. An enemy.
Yeah, my shots don't reach that far. I'm just gonna hold up my shield.
I'm just trying to help the team. I really did not expect my mic to be on.
We got Scarlet Witch pushing for the left. Scarlet Witch to the left. Scarlet Witch to the left.
Yeah, I see the Scarlet Witch to the left. Thank you, teammate. My goodness. People these days.
He's still hanging around there.
I died. I thought this game was a Smash Bros.
Scarlet
ripoff. It's an Overwatch ripoff.
Scarlet Witch push back.
Okay, I'm gonna actually play the character I'm good
shit.
at.
Light doesn't dispel
Whoops.
darkness.
This is Cloak and
It helps me
Dagger.
see
I
the
immediately
darkness
hit the
and
wrong
face it.
button. This is Cloak and Dagger. They switch between each other. He does
How the fuck
damage,
is this?
she does healing.
Oh, he was behind me. We have Jeff behind us. He flanked us.
I love playing the healer because everyone gets mad at me and they don't try to like be part of the solution.
We got Jeff acting as
Die,
flank.
die, you idiot! Die, die, die! Oh my god! Okay, I'm keeping Squirrel. Oh, Squirrel died. Oh my god! Where is my team? Hello, heel slut,
with it
Kumpkin.
All systems go. Please get the job.
And you get out of here.
Oh my god! And yeah, okay. Heel
You need to
slut.
stop that vehicle in its
He's almost as ass as I probably
Shit,
would be
you see the Penny
hardening.
ult right now, but. Get behind me, get behind me, get behind me.
Just embrace the light.
I'm pretty
Go,
good
go
at this
behind
game. I might not be having a good round.
Scarlet,
Uh-oh.
flank him. Yeah,
I might not be
Scarlet.
keeping my team alive.
You're not someone who was supposed to play front.
I just got eaten. I just got eaten.
Nice shot, Punisher. We got Scarlet Witch up here.
Against the world.
Alright, I just used my ult and I got stuck behind a dumpster. Fitting. Am I right? Okay. Talk. They're trying to move the payload, which means if they are nearby
Punisher.
that little tank thing, it'll move. And it's up to the defending team to push them away. This is featured in the Marvel movie Age of Ultraman, when they have to defend the load. I'm just excited to see Kunkin not using a controller for an FPS game. Believe me, I tried.
We got Jeff sitting up top.
Okay, alright. Alright. Alright, team. Alright, team.
Match is on me.
They can't hear me, right? Bet he loves defending loads. Okay. Alright. Okay.
Scarlet Witch is sitting in the back.
Scarlet Witch is sitting in the back. Well, she can't do that.
We got Jeff going for the flank.
Jeff?
Our enemies are here.
I'm sorry, what Marvel superhero is Jeff? Look out, everyone, it's Jeffrey Man! Okay, alright. Alright, gotta heal.
Go
Gotta
Scarlet,
heal.
shoot. Oh, yeah.
Healing.
Get out of there, get out of there.
We are undefeatable.
We haven't pushed
Well,
back. so-
someone just said we are undefeatable, and I don't know how to tell them that I do not have that confidence. Oh, squirrel girl. Squirrel girl. Squirrel girl. Couldn't say that. She's dead. Well, they definitely can hear him. What do you mean?
Oh, you got it, Pat. Alright, yeah.
No, Jeff the Killer.
Psylocke, you need to flank, man. You are not a head-on character. You're essentially just like a Spider-Man. You get behind them and you disrupt their backline.
What? Are you talking to me, man?
When you get back, a little bit. We're dying pretty fast when you get back.
Lights out.
Favorite Punisher, hold that down. You got Scarlet Witch floating around. Bring it back up. Someone needs to take out that storm. Look out! Storm hold.
Stormhole, did he say? Oh my god, die. Almost.
Go back, get behind me.
Boy, this is a fun game that I'm good at.
Better stop that vehicle.
Gotta stop that load from... See, now that I hear it, I can't make the joke. Oh my god, are they here? Oh my god, they're here! This is our home! They're at our home! They're at our home right now! Oh, we have lost this game. We are not going to emerge victorious. We are not going to emerge victorious. This is, wow, a big win for the Superman cinematic universe. Okay, so Spider Tank ran into me, I guess? I don't know. I didn't watch any of Phase 2. The load is about to come. Oh, come on. Froglets, hello! Hi, Froglets! Good to see you again. Sorry I've gone forever. Oh my god, get over here, get over here! Oh, I can't heal you idiots when you're... I'm sorry, not idiots. You're my teammates and I love you. You can always pick your found family, but you can't pick your Overwatch random
He doesn't
team.
hit anybody with that.
Don't give them another inch, or else.
Alright, who needs help? Oh boy, the whole team's dead. I see where you're going, idiot.
Us against the world.
Oh, I almost even got a kill, and the game ended.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
What did you get your cats for Christmas? A lot of wet treats and a toy that like spins out. It's got a little ball and they like hit it. L? Oh, that's Jeff. The shark is Jeff. Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna give everyone a like. And remember, like the video. I'm getting out of here. Big Jeff approver then. Alright, Cloak and Dagger, I'm sorry. I will not be a healer in the next game. Jeff the Killer? Jeff got MVP, so Jeff killed alright. Jeff snapped and served. We're going to the same map. Cunk and Dagger. I'm so mad I didn't think of that.
Team to win this one.
I'm blanking. Who do we like? Who's a Marvel guy we like? Who's a Marvel? No one's a healer. No one picked healer. I think I have to be healer again. Should I? I'll be Jeff. I'll be Jeff. Spider-Man. I read that too late. Batman. I will be Spider-Man next time. But no one picks the healer, is the thing. They can't hear me, can they? Nope, we're good.
30 seconds before you attack.
30 seconds before you attack.
Sorry. I got an emote. Hold on. Do the emote.
What is it that you teach exactly?
Well, this has been the Jeff Showcase. Pick the healer role, show off your submissiveness.
Students get a 30-second head start before I go on. Last one's
The battle starts in 5.
That just shows how good of an actor I am. That's all I'll say.
2, 1.
Golden Globes.
I think I'll just
Yeah,
stick
just
with it.
fucking. Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy shit! All right, healing,
Get that vehicle to its destination.
healing the team. Jeffrey the Shark. Jeffrey the Shark is a healer. All right, hi Wolverine. Hold on. Yep. Yeah, I'm not good at the kill the enemy players part of the game, but the healing? Oh, I can shoot my own teammates. That part's
Try
easy.
that on. I hope I'm not cursed now.
That being said, oh, teammates. All right, there's a Moon Knight up there, which is terrible because I like Moon Knight. Don't worry, Star-Lord, I will heal you. That's my role as team. That's my team as the role. What? Okay, hold on. We're going. We're going. The payload's moving. Okay, this time we're pushing the load. Oh my god, heal your team! Heal your team! Uh-oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, this is not good. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Oh my god. I cannot believe I'm alive.
You've got quite a crew on your side, Spider.
Okay, we gotta destroy that. Get the fuck away from me, dude. Dude. I'm turning into a gamer, bro. Isn't that awesome? Okay, I swallowed them. I swallowed them. I swallowed them. I swallowed them. Fuck, I missed! I tried to take them off the stage and I missed. Fuck, that's embarrassing. Heel Slut Kunkin is on break. Hawk to a character. What? 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 We're just saying words. That aim skin looks good. Thank you, Papa.
Let's do this.
Alright, don't go too far. Okay, I could not heal my friend. Holy shit! I just got swallowed by the other shark. You fucking... No! That's what I was trying to do. I thought it... You're spitting on your teammates' fangs? No! They're not... They don't deserve it. Not that I would. But they're not exactly being a good team. Kind of hard for me to heal a team that plays without me, isn't it? Uh-oh, uh-oh.
The moon haunts you.
Oh my god, you guys. Damn it. Sad that you two are here. Good to see you. Hi. Thank you, Captain America. Okay, I'm just gonna stick with Punisher and I'm gonna just heal him. What? How did he do that? Okay. I'm just gonna heal one guy. If I can keep one teammate alive. Oh my god, Star-Lord. Star-Lord, Star-Lord. Okay. Guys, take this, take this, take this. Take this all you can.
Us against the world.
Alright. The guy I said I would keep alive has died. And now so have I. Let's be someone else. Let's be Rocky the Badger from Guardians of
Down to
Gabul.
30 seconds. Get that vehicle moving again.
Seriously, time is not on our side here.
Alright, I heal people with my balls. And I hear it this time.
Final 10 seconds.
Get the hell out of here, man. Get the hell out of here, man. Get the hell out of here, man.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Why do you keep playing the furries? Whoa! Iron Man isn't a furry. Cloak and Dagger isn't a furry. Jeff technically, I think, has... What are sharks made of? Cartilage? I played the furry for half of a life. Half. We're gonna lock it in. We're gonna lock it in. Everyone gets a like. He's deflecting. Iron Man is a furry. Come on, he owns several suits. Alright, yeah, I can concede on that one.
Hydra!
Sorry. I enjoy most of the Marvel movies. They're like, you know, I don't know if I'd go as far as to say they are cinema. Oh, the game started.
Control lost.
Spider-Robot.
Wow, that guy hulked out. I wonder what his name is.
I can't help but make fun of. I like the Marvel movies. They are overtime. Wait, are we about to lose? Wait, did I just join a losing game? That's why there was an opening. Oh my god, no. Oh no, Spider-Man. No, you stupid spider, you stupid spider. I hate you, spider. Oh my god, oh my god! We won the game I was in for 15 seconds. Spider-Man is a furry. I guess spiders do have, yeah. Guys, is Moon Knight a furry? I mean, his persona is the moon. You're making good points that I'm not gonna argue with. What's my emote? I don't know what emotion that was. Everyone here's a furry, you could argue. The Hulk? I mean... You're
the authority. Let's do it.
Why is Captain America trying to hit me? His persona's America. Scalies exist. That's right. But are sharks scalies? Because I don't believe they have scales.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whatever. Let's play the game and win the match.
Capture the mission area. Got it?
It takes a lot to give me the creepy crawlies, but this place does it.
That's me saying that. What do you mean, creepy crawlies? You're a spider. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, okay. Remember that from Heya? This is me playing any shooting game. I'm counting on you, friends. Me to my team, am I right? I need to be a part of a winning game that at least wins before the end of the game. Kill the healer, kill. Die. Get one kill. Get one kill. Even just one.
This is gonna hurt. You know what to do, spiders?
Fuck off. Is anyone having fun here? I don't really. This is too chaotic to stream. This is like just odd. Uh-oh.
I know that sound.
You captured the area. Keep going.
Oh no, the Marvel superheroes, they're too strong. Oh no,
Whoever they are,
I know they
they're
kill.
not friendly.
I'm good at the game now.
It's
Uh-oh, get out of it.
You know what to do, spiders?
You know what to do, spiders. Me to my, Nope, there's
The
nothing.
area's almost yours.
Time for some fireworks.
Oh, I got little bug guys. Look at this. This is so cute. Why is no one with me? Why is no one with me defending this? 10-player KO streak. Excuse me? Excuse me? Sorry.
It's spider time!
Wow, 4 in a row.
Am I good at the game now?
From that.
That's my teammate. That means we won, right?
Another epic victory.
I heard the word victory. I forgot to change the... This is not just chatting, this is Marvel Rivals. Okay, well, because I forgot to do that, we have to play one more round. Just one. Because this is very hard to stream and, like, talk at the same time. You've received an upvote? Why are they called upvotes? I don't want to feel like a Redditor. Have you seen this article? Yeah, I read it on Reddit. That's the stupidest thing I think maybe I've said today.
Pick your hero.
Oh, yes, I will.
Villain, I'm not judging.
Hello? Pick your hero, I'm not judging?
Those who oppose me shall be left to drown.
I do
in
like
my
Namor.
wake.
He's good. Guys, should we make him play Shipwrecked, I think? That sounds familiar. Shipwrecked. Hello? I never know if my team can hear me.
My kingdom shall rise as swiftly as the seas.
They shouldn't be able to.
30 seconds before you attack.
Basically,
Get
this guy's
ready.
Aquaman.
Nat, you're looking pretty good
Except I
for,
believe he's a
what,
misogynist in the
150 years
comics.
I stopped counting a long time ago.
So
Been going in your timeline.
take that,
Don't
DC.
keep track of that either, but I'm glad to have you back.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3.
Legally distinct
2,
Aquaman.
1.
It's me, Agua
All you
Boy.
need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Oh, that's so stupid.
I'm more than 100 years old. Never would have imagined that back in the day.
I don't get the lore. They always talk to each other about lore.
Oh boy, here they come!
Uh-oh.
Denizens of the deep,
Help me, my squids.
a nice Yala awakens.
Stupid.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
For this world. Back to the fight.
Helping from afar. Helping from afar. Squid.
Denizens of the deep.
Capture the mission area.
Squid.
Oldest depths.
Alright, go get him, team. They basically just set up turrets. The squid turrets. Squid Game!
Space.
I didn't mean to yell that, I'm very sorry.
Protect your king.
Get out of here, Black Panther. Get.
You never had a chance.
That's just what happens, man.
And I see ally awakens. Wash our foes away.
Almost as good as mine, Luna.
Squid. Squid.
Fresh.
Some help. I like the cold. Be strong together.
Protect your king.
Protect your king. Uh-oh. That's too many of them. That's too many of them. That is too many of them. I like helping from afar. Uh-oh, Black Panther.
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
God, he's hard to hit.
Air breather. Protect your king.
Go, my squids. My stupid sons. Uh-oh, who's getting me? Who's getting me? Who's getting me? Who's getting me? Can they stop, please?
I feel better already. Cosmic balance is.
Be your best self. They've almost got it.
Be your best self? What the hell does that mean? How do I use the zip line? Oh, they're at 88% and we are at 0. Oh, I thought we lost. Oh, it's the best 2 out of 3. That means we can still bring it around.
My kingdom shall rise as swiftly as the souls who
I-
oppose
maybe
me
I should
shall
be
be
someone
left
else,
to
though.
drown.
I tear through the cloudless. Khonshu has guided me this
I'll be
far.
Moon Knight.
I trust him.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Oh wait, they need a
I
silo.
tear through the cloudless night, just like the moon.
My order is sharp.
Nope, never mind.
I tear through the... And I got friends to help.
You know, you should invest in a way to hide in the dark. Like maybe
Well,
black
who are we talking
clothes.
about?
The moon is white, Stark.
Gianmarco?
It shines in the night. So do I.
The battle starts
Thanos
in
and
5,
Squid Game.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh
All
boy,
you need to
team.
do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Some people are natural heroes. I'm a natural
I can
joker
fly.
who's occasionally heroic.
That's so stupid. I can't think and be a good team player. That's why I've been losing so bad. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
So cold.
A little pick-me-up.
Get ready. Here come the bad guys. Looks like the mission area is yours. Party time!
Who is Venom? Uh-oh.
The wounds are gone.
Found
Thanks.
it.
Capture the mission area!
Where's your strength? The moon!
That did not do anything.
This is gonna hurt.
The moon! Khonshu,
Put me in the
watch
game,
over
coach.
me.
Alright, we're doing it, we're doing it, we're doing it. I'd like to win. You know, these team-based games, whenever you lose, you feel like you've let down the team. And I refuse to feel that way.
Surrender your strength.
I'm doing this my way.
Us against
There,
the world!
ahead. I found them.
Can I shoot people? Oh yeah,
It's okay. Admit it.
little opening in the wall. Oh, they were getting healed. They got a
Punisher's
good
down.
healer.
Crazy. The wounds are gone. Thanks.
Team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
I don't think I'm good at this game. Maybe it's the character and not me.
The
I'll
true
try being
warrior is
Topor.
not defined by strength, but by courage.
Oh god, we are losing bad.
They've almost got it!
Oh, this feels like a mistake. This feels like a mistake. Well, that's on you.
Good job, fighters.
Did someone call Dr.
97, 98, 99.
You'll have to
We
keep
got
fighting
it.
until we have a winner.
We got this, team. All we need to do is contest the zone, which only means we have to stay there in the well,
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
oops. Oh well, as long as we avoid like my kill-death ratio, I think we can call that a success, right? I would give everyone a like. I don't deserve a like. I hope they don't give me any. No. Yikes. Well, okay, if we're not good at team-based hero shooters, well, never mind what I was about to say. I have to go get water.
To wash it down.
To wash it down. Thank you. 1 second. OSHA, keep it busy. Whoop. Whoop. Uh-oh. I saw that OSHA immediately left his post. Hi, Solaris Music. Is it working? Alright. Cheers, everybody. Uh-oh. Hold on. That's Bimpo. This is going to be Washi. And this is going to be Grazendo. All right. Oh my god, finally. Okay. Okay. All right. Alright, I need to remember how to play this game. After I changed the category, I left and came back and there's babies. There's a ton of stuff you missed. Ugh. The baby plague happened. Alright, sorry, hold on. Fall out boy. Alright. I'm determined to make this society work. We're low on food. Okay. We're gonna rush it. I'm not a gambling man. What? Uh-oh. Weapons. Who has weapons? Weapons? Oh my god. Oh my god. No, they're gonna spread. Oh, they're gonna spread. Someone needs to get that one. Oh, I fucked up bad. Oh, a 33% chance that I fucked up bad. Oh my god, get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Destroy. Destroy. Shoot your gun. I don't have a whole lot of these. Uh-oh. I don't have a whole lot of heals. Grumbo? Grumbo needs one. Gotta go bye-bye. Bye, froglets. See you soon, hopefully. I feel... I need to make this society work, because I feel like the previous times I've played this game, wait. Don't mind if I do. Sorry. Why is there no one in the storage room? Okay, who can we spare? Where are you going? What was that guy's name? Hold on. Hungus. I don't remember making Hungus. Grubbo. Grubbo I remember. Edward, I probably didn't name. Yickanip. Oh yeah, boy. What a blast from the past. Gregory Green. Okay. Eupocalypse? Okay, anyway. So the kitchen needs... Alright, we're about to have a food crisis. So who do we know? Okay, wait, what's kitchen? Restaurant is A. So we need someone who has a big A. Gringus. Gringus, get your fine self in the kitchen. I'm sorry. It's a pretty good. Eupocalypse is a good A too. Okay, now I'm hearing it. Gemothy? I'm like, I have to deal with like, this is Dwarf Fortress for sane people. Well, normally, yes. Oh, I thought like an emergency was happening. I'm not, we're all crazy here. Help the lost settler. Yeah, I'll do that. Arthur. Alice. I don't know. Take Deborah. Why can't I start the quest? Can't have a gun. Nope. Don't give me a helpful hint right now. Oh wait, okay, someone needs a weapon. Fuck, that's the... Okay, start the quest. Right there! Okay. I'm gatekeeping it a bit. Oh, there they go. Good luck, guys. They're never gonna make it. But now we don't need as much food to feed everybody. You know what game is similar to this? Lobotomy Corporation. I do think this is like a whole genre, like a management a sim management, like a management kind of a manager. What? Who's this guy? Istvan? No. I did not know you could rename them. This is Istiviak. Alright, glad we solved that. What is this? Power plant? Doing okay on power. But we need another kitchen. And we're gonna need power to handle that kitchen. But we need more dwellers. We need some of these kids to grow up. Washi, Grisendo. I should heal you. Okay, somebody. I need an eligible bachelor. Why am I so low on eligible bachelors? Jemothy, you deserve a little R&R. Nope. No, fine. Okay. Daily report. I forgot I'm so bad at this. Lobotomy Corp is this, but with SCPs, but without food, but with other things to keep track of. Whereas Dwarf Fortress, you need to keep every dwarf sane and fed. Oh, I see. Well, I mean, I have happiness levels I have to manage for these people. Much like my real life. I don't know what I meant by that. Thank you for the food. Mom and Dad are always so busy from Bimpo. Do we try rushing the kitchen? 43? No, absolutely not. Okay. Who do we give the gun to? Greeby? No, he's at 50. Ruth. Yeah, okay, Ruth gets the gun. Oh my god. I guess we should try and... A radio station? I'm sorry, you can have content creation in this game? Epic? Epic much? Did we just run out of power? Uh-oh! Yeah, we're low on power. We're doing okay on water. So let's have someone... No, you should be on water. Ruth, what are you good at? No. No. Oh boy, this is tough. Deborah needs to be here. I shouldn't have opened a radio station. We need people in power. More power to the people. I don't know what that is. Alright, you two, sorry. No more fraternization. No more fraternization. Got it. Okay, power's shutting off in a few more rooms. Not to worry. Nobody worry. Nobody panic. But hopefully, with this radio, someone... What did I just do? No, no, no. Go back here. No, no, no. Okay, what does this need? C. Who has a high C? see. Greeby. Okay. Hi, Greebs. You deserve a platform. Oh boy. I'm really worried about this whole power thing. Do we rush it? 24. We're trying it. We're trying it. Oh no. Oh Christ. People put out the fire. Oh man, a 24% chance. Kunkin, I'm an hour late. Don't even worry about it, Taco Muncher, man. You didn't miss much. Turns out I'm not a good leader of society. Apology sub. Oh, thank you.
Apology
That's
sub.
really kind. 7 months. Okay, this alarm. Put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire. It's still going. Do we have enough people on it? That's a small fire. Okay. Wee woo, wee woo. Yeah, great sound. Anyone who's listening to audio, I bet, is having just a great time. Oh, low power supply. Really? Really? Low power supply? Thanks for telling me. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at the Vault Boy. Well, nobody's making water. So why don't we go power? Yeah, if the apocalypse happens, nobody come looking for my bunker. Because that sucker is probably underwater by then. But it's fine. And it's cool. How are my wasteland people doing? Where are they? Oh my god. It's gonna take 2 hours? Or will it? I love cheating. Hello? Uh-oh. Oh god, that's right. Alright. Everyone in. Nothing. Alright, go to this room. Kill those things, please. Don't stop on my account. Oh, and I'm out of heals. What did we get? Oh, we just got heals. Oh my god, it pays for itself. Alright. Oh my god. Ambush. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. There's nothing I can do. Alright. That could have gone so much worse. Alright, I got like a fireman's jacket. Okay, do we go up or down? Let's go down. I'm going down. No. Oh, big room. Oh. Open fire, please. It's two little rat guys. They just left her alone. Oh my god, go help her, please. Alright, actually, she's totally fine. She did not need it. any help. Next room. Seems fine. Nothing to worry about. Which means this one... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh jeez, that's freaky. What are... Oh, no. I mean, don't wait on my account to kill those guys. Who are you shooting at? Oh my god. I feel like that's partially my fault. What with me being the one who sent them down there. But I think they're all doing okay on health. And you know what? It's important for me to say this as an Apocalypse father. I'm proud of them. And now I send them into more fighting. Oh my god. Oh, the ghouls are freaky. Nobody told me this game was gonna have ghouls. Oh, why are they just watching each other? What is happening? That was a quick time event, but no button was doing anything. Proud.
I'm so proud of my little boys.
Oh, what? No, no, no. Go back in here. I forgot to loot it. Alright, never mind. False alarm. Loot, loot. Everything's fine. Go to the elevator, my sons. My sons and daughters. My children. My powerful, strong, independent Apocalypse children. There's probably nothing in here, right? I don't know what the odds are, but I'm feeling lucky. Shit. Okay. Oh, that's way more challenging than I thought it would be. How are y'all doing on health? Mostly good. Oh, that dude had a, like a, one of those dentist office things where you try to get the hoops. The rings and the hoops. Thank goodness, I was afraid nobody heard my signal. And fire! Just kidding. We were jumped by raiders from a gang I'd never seen before. They kept talking about something called the Super Cup. They've got my sister. Please, you've got to help her. Do you know where they went? Nearby building. Can we bring her with us? Uh-oh. Or is it just like, we'll go save your sister. Have fun living in this ruined building. Oh my god, shoot! Shoot! Look, just because I'm proud of them doesn't mean that they're like great children. How do I bring you with me? Yeah. Goosey Wave, I fell asleep, and in my dream this game was in first person. I had 1 hour of sleep. Goosey Wave, you need more sleep. I feel so bad. 1 hour. Right now I'm operating on like 4 hours, and I feel like hell, so I... What's happening to my town? Oh no. Sell the common items. Okay. Should we rush? No. Alright, welcome home, you guys. Immediately get to work, please. Oh boy. I'm a bad fault father. I slept for roughly 6, but it's because I turned off my alarm in my sleep and woke up 40 minutes after I was supposed to be working. Well, I mean, I'm glad you got to sleep. Hopefully the work consequences aren't sadistic. But I've definitely done that before. I also don't really want to go to bed at 8. Oh, it's 8? You're fine. Went back to my dorm today. Yippee. Congrats. No one knew because I work from home. That's nice. At my old job where I had to go to the office, I definitely, like... I was like, it's Saturday. Why is my alarm going off? And then paid the price. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Do we rush it? No. I don't know why I'm saying we're gonna rush things when apparently that's the worst thing these people would have me do. Oh, that wasn't even enough. Oh. 0, 2, 3, 1. 1. Ugh, nobody here's talented. I'm kidding. At least the power plants are back on. That's water treatment, never mind. What is this? Overseer's office. Oh, wait, I do have new items. Nope. Outfits. What? Oh, what? What shut down? Oh boy. Kunk, you can sort people by stats in the menu. I didn't know you could sort them. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, alright. Click special. Interesting. Thank you for telling me. I vaguely remember Kunkin not understanding the special letters. Joe Biden, Kunkin in my local Twitch neighborhood? Joe Biden, it's an honor. Sir, can you fix the country with your remaining days in office, please? For example, Wayne Miller is working in restaurant when he has high strength. Strength, which means, of course, he should go in here. I think I put him on food because I had an all hands on deck situation. Well, 2 hours. All right, let's rush this. Not upgrade. Oh, we could afford it. Oh, you can't rush it. Can you? Wasteland Vault. Ugh. Unfortunately, no. I am a disinteresting brain in a flesh jar. Disintegrating. Sorry I called you Oh, my eye. Oh, ow. Joe Biden, did you curse my eye? Oh. Oh, no. Don't be mean to Joe Kunk, that's too far. Well, we're in the apocalypse. Somebody put us here. Uh-oh. Science lab. Uh-oh. Water treatment. curse on your eye. He got glazed in his eye. Goosey. Don't say that. Joe Biden did not glaze on my eye. Quote, 2025. Alright, no. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, there is a God, and his name is Duncan. Sorry. Nope. Don't let it go to my head. These people are dying. Okay, who do we give the clothes to? If Mr. President wanted to glaze... Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We need more people in Maybe. Can you explain your title? Yes. There's a construction crew next door, and they are so loud it's making it impossible for me to film. So I can't upload on YouTube. And I have been angrily trying and waiting. I've been trying to just do something, anything. But truly, believe me when I say this, it is impossible to film over the amount of gravel and machinery and noise they are making. And it's supposed to be done in February, but they're not making good progress, if that's true. So, the YouTube stuff has to, like, be put on hold. But that's where my rent came from, so then I'm looking for a job that's going to be taking more time away from YouTube, if there is any at all. It's a mess. But I can stream. Because, I mean, I just have to talk over the construction. Do you hear it now? You should turn your mic gain all the way down and press your face up to the mic as close as you can. Yeah, because if someone comes upon my channel and, like, I have the potential to inspire new ideas with them. Yeah, me eating the microphone is like, that's a sign of a trustworthy source. Become a real Viner and record in the car. I don't have a car. I can't, I'm not even at Viner status. Old Joe is burning the med bay down again. Four minutes? 40 seconds. Wayne. Oh my god, that's the guy. Sorry, I panicked. Alright, let's see who's good. Hungus is pretty good. Let's give him bespoke attire. Wait, what's E? What's E? Somebody tell me what's E. Alright, I'll figure that out eventually, I guess. Can't afford that. Hungus? Oh, we got some, like, messed up apocalypse names. Let's see, we have Arthur is fine, Jonathan's fine, Alice is fine. Here we go. Washi, Anna, Jemothy, Gregory, Eupocalypse, Hungus, Wayne, it's okay, Gringus, Edward, Deborah, Grubbo, Natalie Istiviak, Grumbo, Grisendo, Yikanip, Glonkus, Greedy, Tiffany, Ruth, and Bimpo. And we have no water. I thought you guys just had water. What are you guys doing? Alright, we need someone with high P. P. Who has high P? P. Grisendo. Yeah, it's a child. Oh, Deborah. Oh, but she's already in the water state. Damn it. You want someone with high P? Anyway, P-A-L. Pal. Actually, wait, that's perfect, yeah. Slap that on, Deborah. Looking fine as hell. Okay. Well, Joe Biden, whatever curse you did on my eye, it's like infecting my brain. He is allergic to good advice. Hello? You gotta click on strength at the top to change it to perception. Strength. Oh, I get it. Oh. Sorry. Okay, that's good to know. Congrats. Congrats. You know what? This society might just function. You know, it's close. I don't know if I'd, like, you know, call it a success or anything. I should not build anything. I should not be building anything. My ass should not be building. District 13 ass. Yep. Yeah, this is like a district -1. Oh my god. Ugh. So loud. Send dwellers out on 2 quests at a time. But I need all my people here, working the machines. As punishment for not streaming for 2 months, Joe Biden has cursed Duncan. Yeah, I tried to do YouTube with the construction project next door. I wasn't able to, so I wasn't able to stream as much. And then President Joe Biden just hexed my eye. And that's the story of why my eye is purple and goo. This is good. This is good and fine. 2 hours, Greeby? There's nothing I have that can make you stronger at that. Oh, no, wait, mayor. But I just made him the mayor. I didn't even think about it. It seems like something you'd want a little more thought put into. Oh, can you hear that? Oh, wait. Got it. You hear the beeping? A truck is backing up. Somewhere out in the world, a truck is backing up, and it's interfering with my audio. Instead of fixing the country, Joe Biden uses his remaining tenure as the president to curse an indie streamer. Oh, I love that too much. Wait, we can upgrade. We can upgrade. We can upgrade. Don't do it. It's fine. How much money do we have? $31. Which is fine. Oh, we need more people in water. Medbay, y'all are crushing it. Who has high P? Damn it. Ugh, you're both where you belong. Does none of these people have a big P? Anyway, The curse will infiltrate your skull and then your brain and then slowly your nervous system until you send a radioactive blast out of your veins that stops all construction in a 10-mile radius, so you're welcome. Hell yeah! It's not the construction workers' fault, which is the worst part. It's the city's... Oh my god! Oh my god, no! Oh my god, no! No, heal. What is this? It's not doing anything. Oh my god. Who has a gun? Who's a gun? Who's a gun? Who's a gun? Who's a gun? Go down there. Water! Who's a gun? Who's a gun? Anyone with a gun? Anyone with a gun? I can't let these things spread. I can't let these things spread. Me about the butter on my toast. Sorry. What are you doing? Just running! We're just running! I don't have any weapons. Oh my god. I thought I picked up guns in the wasteland. But apparently I didn't have storage room for them. Does none of these people have a big P? I asks. Hello, says the P's guy. Oh no. Why is he like this? What? Okay, just because I said something a little cringe in like a funny format doesn't mean we have to be like, oh no, he's like this. Sorry. I am. I am and I do. I do and I am. Quinge. I like the spelling with the Q. Yeah, I'm starting a new brand of humor called Quinge. It's very, very Indian, low-key. People don't know about it yet. I got, like, chills. I cringed myself after saying that. Kunkin, that was so rude. I'm sorry, Wokey. I'm sorry. Sorry, I did that accidentally. I can't help it. It's when you accidentally do the baby voice that it's like, okay, this gotta be looked at. I forget you're Gen Z. Barely. I'm the one above that. Gen Y is the world like this? But like late Gen Y? Actually, hold on. I don't know if that's true. Siri, what is the age range for Generation Z? Hello? Gen Z is a concept that refers to... Siri, read this out loud. Siri, why can I not hear you? Siri, please talk to me. Well, she's flirting. Hold on. She's flirting with me, but I'm not actually hearing her. What did that say? It's gone. Why can't I hear her? What happened to my girlfriend? Just kidding. But I do think it'd be funny if on stream I talk to Siri. So let's
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun as the stars begin to shine through the clear night.
Girl, that make no sense. But why can't I hear you? I prefer spoken responses. Siri. Siri. Okay. Siri. What year did the game Fallout Shelter come out?
Fallout Shelter was released in June 2015 for iOS and in August 2015 for Android.
Thank you, Siri.
This from Wikipedia.
Oh. Thank you, Siri. Love you, baby. Alright. Oh, low water supply. You're looking at me in the eye and telling me we have a low water supply? Your Siri is Irish? Aren't you like 24? I'm 25 for 2 more months. Come out, gay flag. Kunkin, did you forget why you originally brought Siri out? Yes. Why did I bring her out? Oh my god, the Gen Z thing. Siri, what is the age range for Generation Z?
Generation Z is a concept that refers to people born between the late 1990s and early 2000s. The most common range used by researchers and the media is 1997 to 2012.
Yeah, I'm Gen Z. You're a zillennial. Yeah, I guess I was born in the 1990s, with the last one, so 1999. We already put it up in the chat so long ago. Oh yeah, you did. Damn. Yeah, I absolutely forgot why I brought that out. Siri, have you heard the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
I found this on the web.
I thought that was going to be so funny. And it really wasn't. Let's see. Whoops. No. Go back. Back. Good. Society is stable. The new generation is Generation Beta, LOL. Oh, man. That's free bullying right there. I'm kidding. Ask Siri to give you a strange nickname. Siri, what's a nickname that you could give for me?
You need to unlock your iPhone first.
Holy shit! No! Guy with the gun. Oh my god, the only thing that can stop a rad roach in the apocalypse is a good guy with a gun. Oh my god, they're spreading. Shit! No, fuck. Oh my god, they're spreading fast. Oh, that is way too fast. Oh my god, no! Society's crumbling. Oh my god, everything's exploding. No. Oh my god, no! Oh my god, please! Oh, every single room? We're being real? Every single room? Every single room? Are we sure? Are we positive? Get in there! Wait, no, who has a gun? No, not Wayne. Jonathan, get in there. You gotta leave. I don't know why I sent you here. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Am I a bad dictator? Not a dictator. Am I a bad, what's the word? Am I a bad father? No. What, who? Not while I'm God. Bring her back. Alright. No harm, no foul. Oh my god. Dead in a diner. Oh my god. Did that cat just do a backflip? One thing at a time. Let's call it there. That's good. How do I save? Alright. I say we do one more game. Make it an even 3. Let's... any suggestions? We have, Jump King, Super Auto Pets, Fall Guys, Helldivers, Star Wars Battlefront, Slime Rancher, Jackbox Party Pack 5. Do I have that? Let's find out. To the library. The Steam library. Sorry. J. Why can't I find it? Here it is. Nope. I already forgot what the options were. No worries. I've chosen. I've missed this game, and I said it out loud, and now I want to do it. We're doing Super Auto Pets. It's animal chess, baby. Oh, I don't know what this means. I don't need email. Put me in the arena. Alright. More like Super Fardo Pets. No, I'm not gonna cry. Are they working at Firestone? Is that the car place? I don't know. Yeah, they're an auto repair. Okay, hold on. Duck gives shop pets 1 health if you sell it. Okay. Sell. All of these are like sellable. And then we'll save the pigeon. Well, who are we? We are the Improper Poets. Are there geese? There sure are. Oh, here we go. Come on, team. What the fuck? Alright, well. Improper Poets, the Smut Riders. I don't ride smut. I can't think of a joke. I merged the pig, which means I can freeze these fuckers. Sorry, fudgers. Is this like solitaire for people who never tried cursing on Club Penguin? Ow! Wait, no, don't do fast. I need to know what's happening. No! Oh, alright. They award losers in this game. Sorry. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sell them. We're gonna make a mega pig. We're going to buy the peacock and the camel. And then we are going to merge the bird. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. Woke participation trophies. Merging Burge? I go Burge watching some. Oh my god, he killed my Burge. Okay, but the camel gets hurt and supercharges the peacock. So let's see what you got. Rock. You are just building my attack power, you woke clown. I don't know why I said that. Hey! Count it as a win. We're doing it, baby. Friend ahead attacks gain 1 health. Oh, so we'll put... Boyoing. No, we're gonna give the pig the B. We're gonna roll. We're going to sell the bird, buy the worm, feed the peacock and the camel. Roll and roll. We're gonna freeze the kangaroo to merge later. Let's end the turn. You gotta use your money good. Woke clown. Boyoing. I really need to get out of bed and take a shower. Well, let me be the inspiration. If you don't, I'll get you. And that's not even funny. You do what you want. You have free will, and I believe in you, and I'm proud of you. I don't know what that's supposed to say either. You should probably reposition your webcam. There we go. Okay. Alright, the peacock is fine. I don't think we need to worry about the kangaroo or the spider. And there we go. I meant an OBS. Oh. Oh. BS. Benjamin with the first time chat, and you're laughing at me. Very well. You're laughing at me? You're laughing at me. Really? Now, of all times? My dad just died. No, that's not even true. Sorry. There we go. And then expand. And then placement. Where do I go? Do I go here? Kunkin's dad just died, and you're laughing and not crying? Kunkin jester. We did it, Reddit. I've been looking for a bit. Well, you haven't left, and I appreciate that, Benjamin, because I would have hit the hills by now. This fucking freak. Sorry, I don't want to swear. My mom said no more curse words. I can't help it. Happy to be here. I caught you at the end of playing Fallout. Oh, cool. I was really bad at the beginning of Fallout, so you caught me at the best time. He killed my pig. Okay. Okay, this is fine. The camel can take 2 more hits. Never mind. This is fine. Okay, that's actually not as fine. But I think the peacock... well, if my math is correct, when it never is... According to Twitch, this is still Fallout Shelter. Oh my god, I forgot to change the category. You stupid idiot, Duncan. You stupid cow. You idiot cow. Dumb cow. College dropout cow. No, I'm kidding. Bovine with no high school degree. No. Super. Auto. Pets. I fixed it. Don't say that about yourself. Yeah, I'm okay. After berating myself, don't say that. You're right. I'm fine. I'm mediocre. Even if it's true. Don't say that. You're right, but don't say that. Anything we can merge. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's probably better. Alright, go get him, team. I'm proud of my improper poets. Okay, so we're gonna kill that horse, no problem. And then we're gonna supercharge the peacock. That's gonna be no problem. It's gonna spawn a cricket that's gonna kill the camel, which is not great, so they're gone. But I should be fine from here on out. Oh, maybe not. No, I'm good. Maybe not. No, I'm good. Just doing that for every turn, just being like, I probably have it, but I'm not committed. I got a car ad, like I'm not $1,000 in debt. Yeah, read the economy room. Twitch. If I could afford a car, I would have driven far from this place. That's not true, and it's dumb. Everybody eats. Everybody eats when Duncan's in charge. Freeze. And alright, back to battle. Actually, if you count the uni loans, it would be 20K. You never have to pay loans. That's so irresponsible. Don't listen to me. That fucking mosquito sniped my pig. Very here and there, people have started waiting for streams. Really? I know you're from YouTube, and it is cool to know you stream here and there. Yeah. I started streaming as like an outlet, but then the YouTube is on like a indefinite hiatus because of the construction. I love how you immediately go back on all of your statements. I'm glad you do, because I probably will again. I can't help it. I say a joke, my brain commits to the joke, and then realizes, no, that was not worth committing to. Alright, get back in there, boys. I still haven't gotten the loan because the student loan company requires dumb proof that's not even the government one. Loan companies... Ugh, oh my god, that peacock just fucking killed my camel. Oh no, oh no. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Alright, no, I'm losing this round. Yeah, I didn't stand a chance. But you know what? It's not defeat that scares me. It's the giving up. Hello? Oh, okay. Ooh. Nice. Nice going. Ooh. Okay. We're good. We're good. Consider this one already won. Maybe not. I hate the stupid bus. I think we have enough to kill the boar. Okay, alright, we do, but we lost some heroes in the process. Alright, we're gonna take care of the sheep and we'll have just enough to kill the hippo. Good job! Try and fail, but don't fail to try. There, that's not bad. I hate the stupid bus. People in charge of perpetuating the car economy. Oh my god. Oh, sell that pig. Why did I freeze the deer? I didn't mean to do that. I thought it was another kangaroo. Oh, I'm a big old dummy. Sorry. Let's do this. And let's do this. Roll. Roll. Okay. We'll see what happens. Attribute that quote to Kunkin, please. He needs it. No, nobody quote me ever from this, actually. Okay, we've killed the rhino. Oh, hello. Okay, now the birds will duel. Ha! My bird was better than Fortnite Gyat's bird. Why am I fighting someone named Fortnite Gyat? I live in LA, but I know a thing or two about a city built entirely on needing a car. You're in LA? Submit my job application to acting gigs. I want to be a movie star. Sorry. I've been to LA. I had my shot. I had my chance. I failed my audition because I asked them if it was okay if I smoked in the room. And then I started coughing really badly. Chocolate to the bird. How many more do I need to win? If I win, I will... If I win... If I win, no promises. If only I could get my own job in the film industry, then I would help you out. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna get each other our own careers. We're gonna Nepo baby ourselves. We're gonna... But unrelated. I'm gonna lose this fight. Oh, shark. Didn't want to dox myself. Yeah, LA could mean anything, really. LA. LA. LMMNNO. Shut the hell up, Duncan. Alright, apple, of course. Pear, of course. Meat, of course. Roll, roll, fight. I should have frozen. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna win this. I'm not positive, and I might... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I'm gonna win this. Ha! My worm was stronger than their worm. And I've always said that. Oh, hell yeah. Alright. Freeze. Give me a duplicate. Oh, there's no duplicates. Man, this stinks like a butt. No, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I have 2 lives. Stop talking about your worm, Kunkin. No. Alright. We have 2 lives, but we also have 2 more wins to, like, win. So here we go. It all comes down to this after this. Is that Vincent van Gogh I'm fighting? Oh, they have rockets. That's rough. Just sniped my team. All right, we have 1 life left and we have 2 wins to potentially have. Where did the This is not good. Uh-oh, gamers. Immense shame brought upon me and my gamily. Alright, we gotta win this. Uh-oh. No, we're good. We're good. Oh, we might not be good. Oh, this might be the end. Because anything that sheep spawns is gonna get buffed by those turkeys. Oh, shark, good luck. If you would just pardon me for 1 moment. No! Alright. They got me. We're doing it again. Duck, pigeon, Sell the pigeon. Buy the otter. Give the bread to the duck. Feed the... Nope. We're out of money. Roll. Freeze the otter. Roll. Freeze the duck. Hell yeah, baby. Let's win this game. We are the Jiggly Lollipop. No. Jiggly Muffins. No, submissive muffins. No, we are the delicious the Jiggly Muffins? Delicious Muffins. Submissive advisors? No. Jiggly. We're Jiggly advisors. Uh-oh. This is not good. Oh yeah, Oh, I got horsed. But that's okay, because watch this. Buy the duck. Sell the duck. Buy the bird. Sell the bird. Get the bread. Feed the duck. Buy the otter. Give it a bee. And then, to battle. Consider this one. One. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Scoob. But that's okay. Because... Okay. The hedgehog faints and deals 2 damage to all pets. So that means if we stock up on the hedgehog, we can build an atomic bomb. So that hedgehog's gonna faint, deal damage to everybody. So every time the peacock gets hurt, it will gain attack. So if we just train... If you win, can I get VIP? If I win the whole thing, if I get 10 wins, yes. I can't be handing out VIPs. You're all very important people to me. God, can you believe this guy? Okay. The willing ice cubes. Fuck, that's good. Oh, you idiot. That's fine. It worked. The atomic bomb method worked. Oh, they're gonna hate my ass. Yeah, actually, merge the peacock. This is smart. Unfortunately, I have therapy in 17 minutes, and I might live to see the day of my victory. I'll go fast. 17 minutes. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Oh my god. Alright, we got this. 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 Otter, get out of here. Swan, you're in. Salad bowl, yes. 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 Hit that, yes. I should have waited, but it's fine. Go team. I will be here until the end. Don't worry. Don't worry. You should give out VIP based on people's height. It worked again. I murdered those ducks. It was me. I did it. They'll never catch me. Not the best audio clip to have, but F it, we ball. Sorry. Alright. Alright, alright. Here we go. Here we go. You fool. Bomb! Uh-oh. Okay, it didn't pay off that time. That was a ton of animals where if they get hurt, like, it's good for them. I guess that is sort of probably the worst thing we could run into. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. If the blowfish gets hurt, it deals damage. Me and Likey had this going. Why did I say that? Why did I say me Likey? I don't even like you. Hey, that was alright. Not Zufty, can't believe you finally left 2014 behind. We did it! Roll. Okay, should we merge? Should we make the Mega Hog? I think if we do that, freeze that. The atomic bomb. We did it. Well, no, we didn't do. Well, we did do it, but we didn't do. Go, my Mega Hog. Uh-oh, these are all ones that where if they get hurt, they're good. Oh boy, there goes my pufferfish. Oh no. It's fine. It's fine, and I'll tell you why. Just never talk again. Alright. Yes. 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 The Jiggly Advisors? What kind of porn site is that? It's fine, we have the Mega Hog and they can't take that from us. That's true. There goes the Mega Hog. Okay. Who's metagaming the system now? Sorry. Didn't make any sense. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna feed the fish. No. I shouldn't. I shouldn't. But I'm going to. No. No, I should. Perfect. Go, my apprentices. Kill them. This is fine. This is a win. That's fine. Oh my god, that was so close. Oh, but we're good. We're good. The unbeatable team, they're calling it. Alright, let's buff up the puff. Okay, we need something where if it dies, we get a benefit. Because, I mean, the whole team is just set to die. Or we snipe at the beginning. No. No. Something that... Oh, no, don't do that. 4 friends hurt. Remove... Okay. Alright. The Wolverine.
Like from Marble.
Sorry. Oh, wait. We're all getting VIP. We can do this. Yeah, I did make that promise. Which is fine. I'm a man of my word. Okay. Let's go gamingers? Gamers? Let's go? Let's go game. Yeah, but let's just, yeah. I mean, who am I? I didn't freeze the Wolverine. The domesticated step family. Why is that even an option? Maybe. In the bag. Wow. Only 3 more victories, and then he's throwing. He hates us. Why would I throw? When there's a victory to be had? Sorry. Ooh. Yeah. I'm thinking that's pretty good, actually. I don't know why I'm like this. Why are they all Irish? The flopping ass? Abs. I saw ass, because apparently the mind sees what it wants to Holy shit. Alright. Let's freaking go? It all comes down to this, maybe. Lord, hear my prayer. Make me win in Super Auto Pets, because that would be so cool. To win on stream and VIP a bunch of people would be the best honor I could ever open my eyes to see. 3, 2, 1, open. God is real, you saw it. I miscounted! No! Oh my god. Oh, great. Yeah, that's great. Well, we got one more chance. One more chance to show them what we're made of. Attack with 20 damage once. Yes. Salad? Yes. This is it. This is it, team. Or it could be. Garbage Man is playing Cookie Clicker. Defeat Jesus, Kunkin. You betcha. I don't know how this is gonna go. Oh, he has a peacock too, actually. That's not great. That's awesome. Okay. Okay. Wow. Winning much? Everybody VIP. Well, Joe Biden, I definitely have to VIP. Warn, timeout, ban. Alright, yeah. Yeah, hold on. I have to open Twitch to do it. You deserve it. I mean, I promised. Which was my bad. What do you get if I VIP you? You're not gonna, like... You can't, like... What do you get to do? Okay, wait, hold on. Settings. I need to find out what exactly one of you VIPs can get away with. Go to my channel. Thank you. Go to my channel. Thank you. Go to my channel. Thank you. Echo! Go to my channel. Thank you. Echo! Go to my channel. Thank you. Echo! 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 I'm proud of you, Duncan. Echo! I'm proud of you, Duncan. Echo! I'm proud of you, Duncan. 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 Nothing. It's bragging rights. Okay. All right. Nothing. It's bragging
Joe
rights.
Biden.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I need to go to settings. Nothing. It's bragging
Joe
rights.
Biden.
Okay. All right. Let's. Hold on. I need to go to settings.
Nothing.
Creator dashboard. Okay. Oh, PogChamp 2024 recap is here. All right. Hold on. Go to viewer rewards. No. Community. Yes. Add new. This is insane. Joe Biden. Wait, no. Job. EID. And then just type everybody? Absolutely not. What about the people who weren't here? Oh, there's so many Joe Bidens. Oh, you might have to follow me. You might have to follow me in order to get the, no, don't give me any money. Following's free, right? Or no, subscribe. Don't subscribe. Okay. Who? You are following me. All right. Well, that's, uh-oh. Oh, I can figure this out. Jacksepticeye. Let's mod Jacksepticeye. No, let's not. Okay, shouldn't I be able to... Okay. Hurry up, Joe has therapy. Okay, does it work if I type it in OBS? Yeah, it should. Okay, VIP. Joe... Where is it? VIP username. VIP... Joe Biden? No, I misspelled that. Job. I'm so bad at typing. Hold on. I'm doing this. Gotcha. All right, who else gets VIP? Now that I know how easy it is. Taco Muncher Man. And we're positive that VIPs can't, like, delete my password, right? Not Zufty. Wait, I forgot the thing. I must therapy now. Thanks for stream. You're welcome, Joe Biden. Thank you for staying. Thank you for visiting. Joe Biden. I'm now you're Joe Biden, and the president guy. I'm not gonna. Whatever. Who else? Who else? It? Hello. Just some chat privileges. I don't want to give you guys privilege. I'm kidding. That's fucked up. Goosey Wave VIP. I'm not forgetting anyone, am I? If I am, I can get you later. Benjamin, I think. Let me grab Benjamin. And if anyone's lurking, speak now or forever hold your peace. That was probably one of the worser jokes. All right, I think I got him. I think I got everybody. Well, it's been an honor returning to stream. I forgot to change the category. I mean, it's way too late now. Oh boy. Alright, well thanks. It was really fun doing this. It's good to know that I can stream even when there's construction. I would like to get back into the habit of doing this, and I say that every stream. But I mean it. Alright. Where's the end? There it is. Bye, everybody. Oh, look at that. Everybody's VIP. Love how one of the tags is just insane. Clip that so he has to keep his word. I'm a man of my clip. I'm a man of my word that gets clipped. Or even if it doesn't. Even if it's no clip. Not no clip. If it's not... Bye, everybody.